Now I get to do my favorite part of the conference, when we recognize our champions in the legislature who have worked very hard to protect the civil rights of people with disabilities, funding to the system of services and supports, and who recognize that more needs to be done to close the funding gap that we talked about. And we have a few very special legislators to recognize. And first, I am thrilled to welcome Senator Henry Stern to join us. Senator Stern is a sixth-generation Californian and native of the greater Los Angeles area, who has represented the nearly 1 million residents of the 27th Senate District since first being elected to the 27th District in 2016. He chairs the Senate Natural Resources and Water Committee since 2018, and he has improved our democracy and fight to help some of California's most vulnerable members. If you don't mind, Senator, there's a whole bio on you, but I just want to speak about the ways that you have personally championed the rights and the funding and the needs for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities in California. You have, over the last couple of years, we talked in the session before about getting $400 million to start chipping away at our rate study deficit. And Senator Stern, everyone, was critically important in the Senate to make that happen. He carried that legislation in the budget request in the Senate for our community, and he continues to fight for us now, knowing that there is more to be done. Senator Stern, welcome. Thank you so much, and it's a privilege to be able to award you our Legislative Champion Award for 2021.
Well, Jordan, I got to tell you, I really appreciate being with this incredible audience, and the energy that this group is projecting somehow through Zoom. Like this is the most typical platform we have. You know, it always feels so stale, but somehow, I don't know, you guys are bringing it today. I can feel it already. It's so easy for me to go to work for this community of caregivers and of leaders of all types. You're the best self-advocates out there, truly. In a world that is really, it's hard to do that for some people. I mean, just to find different voices within yourself and different tools you can use, even if you can't talk, or maybe can't hear the words coming back, or your vision, or typing in on Twitter, it doesn't quite work, or you can't get to Sacramento, you can't make a flight, maybe you don't even have a lobbyist, or you feel like you don't know anybody, you feel like you're alone and that you're small, and that's how sometimes people are made to feel. But I think you're lions, I think you're large, and I think you're very tall, and I think you've made yourselves, you've made this. It's a testament to the leadership you have on this call and the people that you're bringing to your struggle. You're insistent and righteous in the work you do, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this community. This is a legacy that Senator Pavley, left for me in some ways, and started for me much younger. It's been my whole life in some strange way connected to just true friendships that bridge divides, and finding kinship with people that maybe don't walk in the same shoes you walk in. So I'm privileged to be with y'all. And hey, my staff was checking our public inbox just to see if anyone fulfilled your request, Jordan. So know that you'll get a shout out if I get an email from you or a tweet from you. We'll be watching. We do pay attention to those things. He's exactly right. So don't think we're not listening. I think the leadership here shows that they've listened and leaned in. So keep being lions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Senator Stern, for everything you've done for our community. We have people in the Q&A saying, my senator, so glad he's here. And he's right that they are listening. So don't think that when you do these actions, everybody, that it goes unnoticed, because you heard it from Senator Stern from his mouth that they do hear and they do listen. And we know that Senator Stern especially has listened. And we're just so grateful for everything you've done for this community. And I know that everyone looks forward to working with you, because obviously there's lots more to be done. And again, we're grateful for your work. Thank you so much, Senator Stern, for joining us.
Appreciate it.
What a treat to have Senator Stern with us today to receive our first Legislative Champion Award. Thank you again. And we are incredibly blessed to have Senator Stern, as well as some other wonderful legislators. We are going to hear now about another champion of ours, and that'll be Assemblyman Frazier, who is the chair of the Select Committee on Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities. We have a member of the ARC and UCP collaborative who will introduce Assemblyman Frazier, and that is Margaret Farman from United Cerebral Palsy North Bay, and she will come on to introduce Assemblyman Frazier, the next recipient today of our Legislative Champion Award.
CP of the North Bay. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to be able to introduce Assemblymember Jim Frazier to the ARC UCP conference this year. Assemblymember Frazier, our Assemblymember from Solano County, has been a very strong leader and advocate for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities his entire career, and the coming budget legislative session is no exception. And now, Assemblymember Frazier.
Dear friends, I want to offer my best wishes to all those gathered for the ARC, United Cerebral Palsy's annual public policy conference. The ARC and UCP and I share a vision to grow opportunities, services, and supports for people with developmental and intellectual disabilities and their families, and to advocate for your needs. Since I took office in 2013, I have kept this mission in mind, adding hundreds of millions in new funding for those with IDD. Listening to communities across the state about their needs through my select committee, championing early intervention for those under the age of 2 and increased funding for ABA, fighting for the expansion of IHSS and APS training, and advocating for increased funding for Special Olympics in the budget and with a designated tax checkoff. None of these victories would have been possible without your dedication and support. After such a difficult year, we've all seen the importance of empowering those with disabilities to lead lives of dignity and inclusion. Our work continues today. Right now, I am fighting for nearly $3 billion in new investments for the IDD community in education, services, and workplace inclusion. Just last month, after the extensive discussions with the governor, the community and I secured vaccine prioritization for those in the IDD community who want access. I truly believe the California Legislature must lead by example and promote inclusion. For the past 7 years, I've had an ongoing internship program with students with special needs in my district offices and in the Capitol. At the only state that provides developmental services as an individual entitlement, I know we must lead the nation in our advocacy for the community as a whole. I am grateful for our collaboration on these important steps for the community and grateful for the vital work of the ARC, UCP, your partners, and families. It's my honor to work for and with you. Have no doubt you will always have an ally in me. And I value our partnership and hope we have many years in the future to work together on issues of importance to the IDD community.
Thanks to Assemblyman Frazier. Oh, and I am thrilled that we get to introduce our next recipient of our Legislative Champion Award. And this is a real honor, a real treat, and a very special award for somebody who continues to fight for us, and that is Dr. Joaquin Arambula, who joins us now. Dr. Joaquin Arambula was first elected in 2016 to represent the 31st Assembly District in the Central Valley. He is the first Latino physician elected to the California State Assembly. His experiences as an emergency room doctor in Fresno County forged his determination to improve healthcare for all people, especially the most vulnerable. And he believes in healthcare as a fundamental human right. And since his election, he has been a forceful advocate in addressing the shortage of doctors and other healthcare professionals in the Central Valley. And he was born in Delano, the heart of the farm worker movement, and grew up in Fresno, where he attended public schools. He is a graduate of Bowdoin College in Maine and University of Minnesota Medical School. And Dr. Arambula joins us because he chairs an important budget committee that oversees regional center services. And not only that, but he and his great staff have been tireless advocates the last few years, not only to make sure that there are investments going in and protecting civil rights, and he was really involved in vaccine prioritization for our community, but last year especially, everyone, there were some really major cuts proposed to an array of health and human services, including disability services. And Dr. Arambula was one of the leaders in the legislature who made sure that those cuts did not go through, and that instead we protected and prioritized people, especially during the pandemic, who are being hardest hit. Dr. Arambula, I'm honored to present you with our Legislative Champion Award of 2021, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jordan, for those kind words and introduction, and it's an honor to be awarded this today. You've actually caught me in commute between my job as a legislator and what I do as a professional, as a doctor. Later today, I am holding a vaccine clinic in Fresno where we are administering 700 vaccines today. I will help to administer dozens myself. And having been working at this for the last several weeks, I will say how important it is for us to stand shoulder to shoulder to make sure that we are taking care of our most vulnerable. It's been an honor, Jordan, to work with you, to work alongside you, to work with you and your team to make sure we are standing up for our disabled community. And so I'm really humbled to receive this award today and just want to say thank you.
Well, we are humbled that you took the time out to be with us during what amazing work you're doing. And this community as a whole stands with you, of course, in your efforts to prioritize health and human services for those who face inequities across California. Dr. Arambula, you got busy work to do, important work to do, so won't take up any of your time. Thank you so much for joining us. We're honored. Wonderful to be joined by Dr. Arambula, and he has been an incredible champion for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, as has our next recipient of our Legislative Champion Award, which is Assemblyman Lackey. Thomas Lackey has represented California's 36th Assembly District since 2014. Before joining the Assembly, Assemblyman Lackey served on the Palmdale Elementary School District Board of Trustees and the Palmdale City Council. After high school, he served as a missionary for 2 years and earned a bachelor's degree in special education from Utah State University. He later worked as an elementary special education teacher before beginning a 28 career with the California Highway Patrol. During his short time as a state legislator, Tom has championed successful efforts to combat the growing problem of drug driving and provide increased support to programs for individuals with developmental disabilities. As a result, he was honored as Legislator of the Year by the California Police Chiefs and Easter Seals and the ARC and United Cerebral Palsy California collaboration, and he continues to be an advocate and champion for individuals with disabilities. I welcome and honor Assemblyman Lackey as our Legislative Champion of 2021.
United Cerebral Palsy and the ARC of California. I've had a great interest in people with special needs, as my degree is in special education, and I started out as a special education teacher before moving on to the Highway Patrol. But I value everything that your organizations all do for the people who deserve your support and your attention, because government has a tendency to not make you a priority. So you all deserve to be prioritized, and I'm very, very thankful that you are recognizing me for my desire to help support you, and to be your partner in success. So thank you very much for this recognition. It means a great deal to me.
Thank you, Assemblyman Lackey, for your dedication and commitment to our community. And now something really special. This is the first time that the ARC and UCP collaboration is doing this. We are presenting Lifetime Achievement Awards and to dedicated public servants who have committed their policies, their work, their priorities to the intellectual and developmental disability community. And we have two recipients, and their names have already both been mentioned before, now that they are no longer in the legislature, the state legislature. Our first recipient, which is Senator Jim Bell, and he was scheduled to be with us today. He emailed just a little bit ago that a spot opened up to get his mother vaccinated. So Jim Bell, former Senator Jim Bell, is a recipient of our Lifetime Achievement Award. He was really upset not to be with us today, but he really wanted to take his mother to go get vaccinated as well. Hard to argue with that. So he will be with us another time. And we thank Senator Bell for his Lifetime Achievement Award. As a senator, he delivered for the people of California's 15th district, taking on government inefficiency and taking care of our community's most vulnerable. He has roots in Santa Clara County, born in San Jose. He lived his entire life in the city. As one of 10 children raised in a loving home where money was tight, he learned values like responsibility, hard work, self-reliance, and the importance of giving back to the community. And as an assemblyman, Jim maximized state dollars by working to make state programs more efficient and effective. And he specifically, for our community, we talked about the rate study already, the 1.8 billion, the rate study that indicated the massive underfunding for regional center services. That was the doing of Senator Jim Bell. He wanted that rate study to happen to really figure out exactly how much we were underfunded. He was one of the integral players in making that rate study happen. So unfortunately can't be with us today, but we recognize Senator Jim Bell as our Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. Congratulations, Senator Jim Bell. And we do have one more Lifetime Achievement Award winner, which I am really excited about here today, because this is for Senator Holly Mitchell. And Senator Holly Mitchell is now down in working in regionally, locally at LA, but during her time with us in the state legislature, she was again a tireless advocate for a host of priorities and policies for people with disabilities, aging, people in lots of programs under the Health and Human Services. And she was elected to serve the 2nd District of Los Angeles County in 2020, November 3rd of 2020, she was elected to that. Through her career in public service, she has always worked with the understanding that creating a California where all residents can thrive means investing in the communities, small businesses, families, and children of California as well. She authored over 90 laws in the California legislature, and she had extensive public policy record, and she was at the forefront of expanding healthcare access, addressing systemic racism, and championing criminal justice reform, as well as advocating for the civil rights of people with disabilities. She represented the 54th District for 3 years as an assembly member, and later served 7 years as a state senator for the 30th District. She held the designation and distinction of being the first African-American to serve as chair of the Senate Budget and Fiscal Review Committee. Her leadership has been recognized by communities and business groups all over the state. And she was honored by Oprah Winfrey as well as a 2020 visionary for making California the first state in the nation to ban natural hair discrimination. And we are honored because of her continued fights for the disability community to recognize Senator Holly Mitchell with the Lifetime Achievement Award. And we will see Senator Holly Mitchell now.
Holly Mitchell, the newly elected supervisor for Los Angeles County 2nd District. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank my friends at ARC and Cerebral Palsy California for the amazing honor of this Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm especially honored to be the first person to receive this new distinction, this new honor, along with my partner in all things social justice and equity, former Senator Jim Bell. The work we did together in the state legislature to protect and advance the rights of our family, friends, and neighbors with intellectual and developmental disabilities was about ensuring that every California resident had all that they needed to live with dignity and respect and could thrive. And I want to thank you for being the advocates and the parents and family members and whistleblowers sometimes in helping us shape policy to ensure the state never left anyone behind. I know our work together is far from done, and I want you to keep in mind the battles that will lie ahead for all of us to create a stronger system for every California resident. Please know that you will always have an ally, not just an ally, a fellow fighter, to make sure that in every city, county, across the great state of California, that every resident has the resources they need for safety, for stability, for respect. Again, thanks to United Cerebral Palsy California and ARC for bestowing this amazing honor upon me. Please know that I am humbled, and just know that while tonight I'll celebrate, tomorrow we get right back to work. Again, I thank you.
Senator Holly Mitchell, congrats, and thank you for your work in the years in the California legislature to fight for people with disabilities, and we will fight with you.